Hey everyone, welcome back to Galaxy Mega Builds. A special shout out to my beautiful friend Des, owner of the From Scratch Bakery. I love you to the moon and back. In April 1945, the East China Sea was rough, turbulent, and churning with the wake of the heaviest, most heavily armed warship ever constructed. This was the Imperial Japanese Navy's Yamato. She was steaming toward the island of Okinawa, but she wasn't on a rescue mission. The Yamato had been deployed without fighter escorts, and her bunkers held barely enough fuel for a one-way trip. The crew was sailing into a deliberate execution. The men aboard knew they were steering into a graveyard. The question is why a military command would intentionally throw away its absolute crown jewel in an operation guaranteed to end in its destruction. A decade earlier, the Japanese Empire faced a strict mathematical problem. They realized they could never keep pace with the sheer industrial manufacturing output of the United States, shipyard by shipyard. Their solution was the Kantai Kessen doctrine. Planners calculated that instead of matching fleet for fleet, they would build a single, monstrous, untouchable vessel capable of engaging and obliterating multiple enemy dreadnoughts simultaneously. The construction was cloaked in extreme paranoia. Canopies were erected over the dry dock in Hiroshima, and the workers driving the rivets were kept entirely blind to the true scale of what they were building. The Yamato was a desperate, highly classified gamble to defy industrial realities through sheer scale. Displacing 71,659 tons and stretching 263 meters, her footprint swallowed standard 1930s battleships. Her massive draft required Kure naval arsenal to physically deepen its docks a full meter. Protecting that hull was an immense shell of 410mm steel side armor with 650mm turret faceplates. Her offensive capabilities were equally terrifying. She carried 9 18.1-inch main guns, the largest naval artillery ever fitted to a warship. A single armor-piercing shell weighed over 3,200 pounds, about the weight of a modern car, and could be hurled at a target 42 kilometers away. She was the ultimate realization of battleship supremacy, unmatched in raw physical might by anything on the ocean. But by the time she was formally commissioned in late 1941, the era of the battleship had already ended. The aircraft carrier and the dive bomber had rewritten the rules of naval engagement. Giant guns and thick armor were entirely irrelevant against enemies who could launch squadrons of planes from hundreds of miles out of range. Deemed too valuable to lose, yet completely vulnerable to sail without comprehensive air cover, Yamato spent the majority of the war hiding in ports while the empire crumbled around her. The most physically invulnerable surface ship ever built was rendered totally helpless by a rapid shift in military technology. By April 1945, the Japanese naval air arm was destroyed and fuel was virtually exhausted. In a final, desperate move known as Operation Tengo, the Yamato was ordered to sail to Okinawa, run aground, and act as a static steel fortress. The ambush was swift. Spotted by submarines shortly after departure, the defenseless behemoth was swarmed by 386 American carrier-based aircraft. Without any fighter escort to protect her, she absorbed a merciless beating, taking at least 11 torpedoes to her hull and multiple bomb strikes to her deck. As the ship listed heavily to port, her remaining anti-aircraft guns fired blindly into a sky choked with smoke and enemy planes. By 2:23 p.m., she capsized. Moments later, one of her forward magazines detonated, sending a massive mushroom cloud into the air that was visible nearly 100 miles away. Over 3,000 men were dragged into the abyss. That violent explosion finalized the death of the battleship era. The wreckage lay hidden for decades, until expeditions in the 1980s finally located her severed hull, sitting 340 meters deep in the East China Sea. The Japanese High Command knew exactly what they were doing. They knew the era of surface combat was over. They knew they had no air cover to provide, and they knew the mission offered zero strategic value. Why, in the twilight of a definitively lost war, did they command their greatest engineering marvel and 3,000 sailors to sail into total annihilation? Thank you for watching Galaxy Mega Builds.